WTO.
Please.
I will try to be as brief.
And how do we look at it relative to the debt problem you described?
Thank you. So, Minister, whatever section of the three questions you would care to respond to, please.
I will try to be as brief on WTO. On 2020, during Saudi presidency of the G20, we actually put forward a proposal that was accepted and agreed by the leaders to look at how we can actually reform WTO to be more relevant. But I would not really leave it at that. I would just say, if you read the newspapers and hear, all the media, you would say WTO is dead. WTO is actually alive and kicking and doing very well. And if there are challenges, obviously there will be challenges, but it is actually doing very well. The latest statistics I've seen is that more than 75% of the world trade is done under the WTO terms. So we are still okay. So despite all the negativity around WTO, obviously it needs to be fixed, and obviously we need to work with the members to see a resolution to some of the key impediments, including the dispute resolution mechanism. And your question, I actually will be very brief. I would say no, and for two reasons. One is that it will take a long time, and I hope it could happen tomorrow, but it will take actually a very long time for that to happen. And no matter what technologies, what inventions, what our needs will increase. I mean, if you look at history, what you actually thought would be a luxury is now something that is considered a necessity. People would feel that they really need to have this, even though it's actually not something that they need. And that evolution will happen, generation after generation. Our needs will continue to grow. And the fact that we don't have everything in every country is the nature of things. You will still need the trade for you to be able to get what you need and what your people need. And I'll also be very brief on the debt question. And I will forward this question instead and say, I really would like to hear from the institution, including this institution, how are we going to collectively work together to deal with not only the debt, but also the dire need of these nations. If there is one thing that I would say, and on the risk of being called for whatever, because I came from Saudi Arabia and we are fossil fuel rich, it is really a real hypocrisy for advanced economies with plenty of wealth to tell development banks, do not give support for African nations or other nations in Asia to actually utilize their own endowment of gas, for example, while advanced economies are still burning the dirtiest coal. That's hypocrisy. So if you allow them to actually use their own endowment of fossil fuel, they will be able actually to help themselves have a cleaner cooking energy. They will be able to help themselves in their connectivity. They will be able to help themselves in being able actually to find a job without leaving home through connectivity and digital economy. So I'll stop there. I will not go even in more details.
Thank you very much.